What if I told you that the same plant can look cheap in one pot, elegant in another, and completely out of place? The plant has not changed, the room has not changed, only the pot changed, and that is the part most people overlook. They spend time choosing the perfect plant, then treat the pot like an afterthought, but in a well-designed apartment, it matters. The pot is not just a container, it is part of the design. Today, I am going to show you how to choose. I will show you how to choose one that actually works with your plant and your interior style, but stay until the end. Because I will give you a simple 5-second test that can tell you whether a pot belongs before you spend $1. Imagine walking into an apartment. There is a beautiful plant sitting beside a sofa, the plant looks healthy and leaves look beautiful. But something feels wrong. Now imagine replacing only the pot. Suddenly, the exact same plant feels intentional and belongs right there. That is the power of proportion, material, color, and visual weight, and you do not need expensive furniture to achieve this look. You simply need to understand the relationship between three things: the plant, the pot, and the room. Let us break that down. The first mistake is incredibly simple. You see a pot you love, think it would look amazing in your apartment, and buy. But a beautiful pot is not necessarily the right pot. Think about clothing. You can love a jacket in a store, but that does not mean it works with every outfit. Plant pots are similar. A pot should complement what is already there. Look at your room before looking at the pot. What shapes do you see? Are most of your furniture pieces rectangular? Are the colors warm or cool? Are the materials soft, natural, metallic, or industrial? You do not need matching everything. In fact, perfect matching can make a room feel predictable. Instead, look for a relationship. A pot can repeat existing colors, or it can introduce a new texture or provide contrast. The goal is not identical, the goal is connected design throughout. Now let us talk about the plant itself. This is where many people make an unexpected mistake, choosing pots first. Then they try to make the plant work with it. Reverse that, start with the plant, look at its overall silhouette. Is it tall and upright, wide and bushy, compact, or does it naturally trail downward toward the floor in soft cascades? A tall plant usually benefits from a pot that visually supports its vertical shape without competing with the plant height. The plant should remain the star. Now imagine a very full, bushy plant inside an extremely decorative, busy patterned pot. You have leaves competing with patterns, texture, and shape. The result can feel busy. Sometimes a simpler pot looks sophisticated. And with a trailing plant, the movement of the leaves is already doing visual work. Complicated pots simply distract from it. Here is the principle. The pot should support the plant's silhouette, not fight it. Now we get to visual proportion. Imagine a tall plant sitting in a tiny-looking container. Even if the plant is beautiful, something feels visually unstable. Now reverse it. A small plant sitting in an enormous pot looks lost, and the container becomes the main attraction. The sweet spot is where plant and pot feel like one intentional composition. We are talking about visual proportion here. We are not discussing root space or repotting requirements. Those are plant care decisions. This is purely about visual aesthetic. If you look at the plant and pot together, do they feel like one object? If yes, you are probably close. If your eyes immediately notice the pot first, ask why. Is the color too strong, shape too dramatic, or pot too large? Now imagine 4 distinct pots sitting on a wooden bench: smooth ceramic, rough terracotta, concrete, and a woven natural texture. None is automatically better. They simply communicate different things. A clean ceramic pot works beautifully with a modern interior. A textured natural material brings warmth to neutral spaces, while terracotta creates a more relaxed, earthy feeling in your room. Concrete introduces stronger architectural qualities. The mistake is thinking a trendy material is automatically right for every single room. Instead ask, what feeling is my room already creating? Then choose a pot material that actively supports that specific atmosphere. You can deliberately create contrast. A soft, warm room can benefit from one structured pot. Modern rooms welcome natural texture. The key is moderation. One contrasting element looks intentional, but 10 competing materials can look completely chaotic inside. Should your pot match your room? Not necessarily. There are 2 effective approaches. Approach 1 is repeating an existing room color. Maybe your room has warm beige furniture. A similar neutral pot connects the plant to space so nothing screams for attention. Approach 2 is deliberate contrast. A light plant against a darker pot, or a neutral room with a subtle earthy accent. But if the plant is dramatic, pot is dramatic, and furniture is dramatic, you have multiple focal points competing together. So before choosing a bold pot, ask, does this room need another statement? Sometimes the most expensive choice is the quietest. There is one detail that completely changes how a pot feels, even when color and size are correct: visual weight. Not every pot feels equally heavy. A thick, dark container visually anchors a plant, a thin, pale container almost disappears. This matters because pots influence how plants interact with furniture. Imagine a tall plant beside a low living room sofa. A visually substantial pot creates a grounded base, but put that heavy pot under a tiny plant on delicate tables, and suddenly the container overpowers the plant. This is why size alone is not enough when selecting containers for home. Two pots can be the same height and feel completely different. One feels bold, the other light. Look at color, thickness, shape, texture, and surface finish. Together, these determine visual weight, giving you another powerful interior styling tool today. You can use a heavier pot to ground something tall, or a lighter pot to keep small arrangements from crowding. You found a pot that works with your plant? Great, but does it work with your apartment? Imagine an ornate pot. In a very minimalist room, it suddenly becomes the loudest object in the space, breaking the calm flow of design. Or imagine an industrial container surrounded by soft, traditional furnishings. The object is not bad, the relationship is the problem. Think of interior style as a language. Your pot does not have to match, but it should belong in conversation. Before buying a pot, imagine the plant inside it. Give yourself 5 seconds, and ask these 5 quick questions. 1. Does the pot support the plant's silhouette? 2. Does the size feel proportional? If the pot dominates, reconsider. 3. Does the material make sense with the room? 4. Is visual weight appropriate? Too heavy can easily overwhelm. 5. Does this pot add something useful? If you replaced it with something simpler, would the room actually improve? That last question is powerful because good styling is not adding more, it is making better, more intentional choices. Do not choose a pot simply because it is beautiful, choose it because it creates a relationship with the room. With the plant, with the furniture, and with the room. Let the plant shape guide the container for balance. Pay attention to proportion, use materials to reinforce atmosphere, and choose color through repetition or deliberate contrast throughout your space. The goal is not making the pot disappear, nor making it the star. The goal is complete design balance. Look at one plant in your apartment right now. Does the pot support the plant, or is it competing? Tell me in the comments, what type of pot do you use most? Ceramic, terracotta, plastic, concrete, or something else? Hit like and subscribe to the Urban Leaf as we move toward choosing plants that make sense for apartment living.